Hello guys, and welcome to another video. Today we're going to be talking about research points in their four related forms: vehicle, modification, convertible, and crew. They're all intrinsically linked to each other, and in this video you'll find out how and why, including the actual in-game formula that Gaijin uses to calculate RP. And obviously how to maximize your gains using it. There will also be chapters below so you can skip through sections if you already know them, but I have a decent amount of playtime, and even I had some new piece of information for each section that I found new, and I've got a lot of playtime. Also, we are doing a giveaway for the in-game squadron at the moment. The prize is a top tier pack of your choice, or 15k GE, or a year of premium time, or a mix of those two. There'll be more information about it later on in the video, or you can just join the Discord down below because it will be drawn in there, so you'll need to join the Discord anyway if you want to be in the giveaway. Anyway, let's get into the video. First off, we're going to talk about modification research points, and you'll see why we're not going to cover vehicle research first later on. So modification research is 100% of the research that you earn in that vehicle in the game. So if I take out the Vickers Mark 1 and I earn 10k research points in the Vickers Mark 1, after all the various modifiers, I will get 10k modification research. At the end of the game, you'll be presented with a screen that looks like this. I'm sure you're pretty familiar with it if you play War Thunder for any amount of time. But what you may not have realized is the right-hand column and the bar at the bottom. Let's look at a vehicle I have more progress with, like the Chieftain Marksman. You can see as modifications are researched, the bar on each tier begins to fill up. When it's full, you get the bonus amount shown. The blue bar at the bottom shows how far you are to spading the vehicle with all tiers combined. And all of these bonuses are 20% of all of the RP that you earn with the vehicle as an extra free bonus for spading it. Or well, when you research everything in each row, you'll get the bonus for each row. And now if we just take a look at my Leopard 2A6, you can see that the bonuses on one of these high tier vehicles add up to nearly 60,000 research points that can go towards the next tank. So it's definitely worth spading your vehicles if you're going to be playing them for like any length of time. So next we have Convertible RP, and this is going to be the shortest section because I'm going to say straight away that this is a really bad idea. Convertible RP is earned at a 1-to-1 ratio with vehicle RP, exactly the same as modification RP. So if I go into a game and I research 10,000 vehicle RP, I'll get 10,000 modification RP, and then I will also get 10,000 convertible RP. You can then pay to turn one Golden Eagle into 45 research points for any vehicle you want. So let's say I really wanted the improved Chaparral for whatever reason. Well, I click on it to research it, then click Convert, which will show up at the bottom. And as you can see on the screen, to research it, it's 5,000 Golden Eagles, which is basically the same price as 90 days of premium time, and that's while it's not on sale. Needless to say, this is a really bad idea, and it's only worth it in like very niche scenarios when, like, you know, you've got 9 RP left to research the next vehicle or something. You know, maybe I'd spend like 1 or 2 GE to just do that instead of having to play an entire new game. But in 99.9% of scenarios, just don't. Next we have crew experience points. This is again earned at a fixed ratio, which is 30 XP per 1000 RP in arcade, 11.3 crew XP per 1000 RP in RB, realistic battles, and 9 crew XP per 1000 research earned in simulator battles. This is the same across all game modes, so naval, air, and ground. It's done in this way to compensate for the RP differences in those game modes, so the rate of earning crew XP should be roughly the same no matter what version of the game you play. Also, like Modification RP, crew XP is only applied to the crew of the vehicle you earn that research with. So if you want to level up a specific crew, you need to play that crew. Doesn't matter what you have on it, whether it's a plane or a tank or even a ship, God forbid. So, that is something else. It doesn't matter what game mode you earn the crew XP in. That crew is shared across anything that you put on that crew slot. So if I take out my plane with a maxed out crew and I'm earning crew XP on that maxed out crew, if I then go into ground and I put a tank in that slot, suddenly I have a load of crew XP to play with tanks. And you can even see at the bottom, you can toggle between the different game modes. And they all share the same pool of experience. So if you level up your crew to play with tanks, then you can't level that same crew up to play with planes, which is, yeah, it's a bit awkward, but it is what it is. You know, the sword cuts both ways. And lastly, we have vehicle research, which is by far the most complicated, and it affects everything else that we just mentioned. So let's take an example game.
Huh?
Okay, so this looks horrifying and there are just numbers everywhere, but let's go through this step by step. It's actually way easier than it looks. So at the top, we have what you actually did, then how much SL and RP it earned you. Underneath that, you have your total earned SL and modification RP. Note here that your modification RP does not include the vehicle research bonus. That's applied outside of the battle, technically. Like, you didn't get that RP by playing a vehicle, you just get it as a bonus that's in the menu. So, you get where I'm coming from, right? Then, you have your boosters. It lists every booster that was active, including the ones like 10% for all allies. You might see that pop up there as well. Even if you didn't activate a booster, somebody else might have. Finally, you have your totals at the bottom, including deductions for like ammo and repairs and things like that. So let's hover over our destructions and see the breakdown. The far right column is RP. And that's what we're focusing on this video, so let's take a closer look at that. The number on the left is the base XP for the destruction. You'll notice each destruction has a different base amount, depending on the BR of the target compared to your own. We'll go into that further a little bit later. Next, the yellow number with the golden diamond. This is your premium bonus if you have premium account. But must you say, isn't premium bonus 100%? Then why is it double here and 200%? So, okay, we'll get back to that in a minute as well. Next, our boosters are 310%, as we saw earlier. 310% of 61, or 61 times 3.1, they're both the same, is 189.1, which is rounded up to 190. From what I can tell, Gaijin always seem to round up the numbers, which is, you know, a tiny amount, but it's a nice gesture, you know, a little bit of free RP. It adds up. Lastly, we have the premium vehicle bonus, because I was playing the Sherman Composito, and it's a premium, so you get an extra 100%. And that explains our first mystery, the 200% premium bonus. Well, it's not. It's because the premium vehicle bonus is counted as part of the base for this calculation. Meaning premium vehicles and premium bonuses do stack together. To show this, I have an example here of a game in non-premium, just tech tree vehicles, and you can see the premium bonus is equal to the base RP in this game. But you can also see then that premium account and premium vehicles are completely irrelevant when it comes to boosters. Boosters are calculated as a function of your base RP, and it does not take into account any premium bonuses, such as using a premium account or a premium vehicle. Obviously, it's still more efficient to do that because if you have a good game in a premium, you still get those bonuses on top of the bonuses for the boosters, but they don't interact with each other and they don't affect each other in any way. Then you might say, but Mersh, when I look at my Sherman Composito, it says I should get 408%. What is that then? Okay, so let's activate a 200% booster and see what happens while comparing it to the Sherman 5. This is the tech tree version of this premium and is basically a copy-paste identical vehicle. So, well, let's activate a 200% booster and see what happens. I mean, 200% plus 408%, that's 608%, right? No, it isn't. You see here we get 680%. So what, 408 add 200 is 680? Am I missing something? Well, some of you may have realized by now, but the same RP calculation from the end of the lobby is there again on the right of the RP bonus number. The difference is there's a number at the start this time. The number shown here is the vehicle's base RP modifier, which affects every other bonus that's applied to the vehicle. So as you can see, because the Sherman 5 and the Composito are copy-paste, we get the same increase of 272%, because 1.3 times 200 is 272, and that's the same on the Sherman 5 and on the Composito. So you might already be thinking, okay, this is a bit crazy. Well, no, we're going to get to the really crazy part here, which is the proof. So let's go back to the Italy game. We can see here we destroyed a Panzer IV-H. The Panzer IV-H is the same battle rating as the Composito. They're both 3.7. And as you can see for that destruction, we got 64 base RP. Okay, so we divide that by the Composito's base modifier of 1.36 and it gives us 47.1 rounded. Now let's look at this game in the Challenger DS. I destroyed an M1 Abrams, which is also the same BR as the Challenger DS, 10.7. For this destruction, we got 110 base RP, and you might think, well, okay, that's quite different. But the Challenger DS's base modifier is 2.32. And if we divide 110 by 2.32, what do we get? 47.4 rounded, which is just a tiny 0.3 difference. You know, it could be rounding errors. It could be something to do with like the BR of the match or some other factor I'm not taking into account. But the fact that we can just use this base number to get 47 in both shows how important this fundamental modifier actually is. So now you know the secrets of research points. It all comes down to the modifiers. And the modifier's modifier, apparently. So, I hope you found that interesting. This video was super difficult to research and it was like quite a pain to break down all of that maths into a way that hopefully is easier to understand. So if you guys enjoyed the video, just smash that like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel. And as for the giveaway I mentioned at the start, we are doing it for members of the in-game squadron. So if you join the Discord, all the information on how to do everything is in there. But the 3 criteria for being in the giveaway are to be in the in-game squadron, to be in the Discord, because that's where I'll announce the winner, and to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Do all those 3, you're entered for a top tier pack. And if you're in the Discord, I'll let you know if you've won once the squadron's full. So thank you for coming, guys, and I will see you in the next one.